Hey guys, I'm here in England today, just for one day. I've flown over here, and I'm here with Zoe. Now Zoe is a gold medalist from the 2014 Commonwealth Games. She's got her sights set on Rio. We're doing a bit of a session, but I want to talk to you guys about how important Olympic weightlifting is in adding power to your overall functionality. So one of the main things that got me into Olympic style weightlifting was firstly the functionality and strength that the sport gave me, but also power. I found that doing powerlifting, which is what I did before Olympic lifting, lacked the power element, which was being able to utilize my strength fast. That's what drove me to Olympic lifting, because it still added flexibility, functionality, mobility, strength, and power.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all kind of key elements of weightlifting. I was actually a gymnast here at Europa before I became an Olympic weightlifter. They just asked me if I fancied having a little go for a competition because they needed a girl who was about my age. And it turns out I was quite good at it, really. I think that's because kind of Olympic weightlifting transfers to a lot of sports. So does gymnastics, incidentally. I was already quite mobile and fairly strong from all the body weight stuff.
Did you find that when you went from gymnastics to weightlifting, and then when you went away and perhaps just did a tumble, like a back tuck, maybe outside somewhere, just mucking around, did you find that your power had improved almost tenfold?
To be honest, I kind of prepared myself for when I'd finished gymnastics, not being able to do any, that was kind of my skill, really, wasn't it?
Because your back tucks are massive, by the way.
Thank you.
The power really shows through.
I obviously built more power from doing weightlifting than I would have doing gymnastics anyway.
If you don't know much about Olympic lifting, you tend to look at it as, oh yeah, those big fat guys that go ahead and lift weight. Par example. Yes!
Since I train a lot of universities and stuff like that, and I think a lot of their strength and conditioning coaches take them into the gym and then make them do things like, if not the full variations, they'll be doing power cleans and power snatches and stuff.
And that actually goes over into the second factor, which is people shying away from Olympic lifting. Yeah, they might realise, wow, I can get really powerful doing that, but they shy away because there's such a steep learning curve to it.
Doing it alone can be really scary, to be honest. You don't quite know what you're doing, and you feel like you're making a fool of yourself the whole time, really. But it will, I think even if you do go alone, I would recommend learning with a coach for sure, but even if not, it will take time. And even now, I've been lifting 8-9 years, and I still, today, I missed a few lifts in front, a couple sort of all over the place. And one of the weird things about Olympic lifting, I guess with a lot of stuff you're always learning, but this is something that you are always chipping away at, always trying to perfect. So I get how some people can kind of get a bit angry when they're not seeing the progression that they would like to be seeing.
But do you find when you step away, when you're outside of that training mentality, doing your program, that when you do other things, like we were testing our vert just before, how much it's improved upon that without even really noticing?
That's it. Well, I've never trained specifically for something like vertical jump. But it's pretty good. I think it's decent. I mean, I had a couple of scrapes, but I think jumping onto something is kind of scary anyway.
Training those neuromuscular pathways, obtaining a skill makes you better at learning other skills, whether it be archery, whether it be tumbling. I think I say archery because I've watched Lord of the Rings lately. So it's a specific sport, but the training and benefits that you get out of the movements fall over a massive umbrella of other movements. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much, Zoe, for having me out here. Had an awesome time. You can follow Zoe on social media, on Twitter and Instagram, @ZoePabloSmith. Subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you got something out of it. Guys, I'll see you next time.